Time for the French newspapers now. Florence Villeminot here with us on the set. And golden rules. You're bringing us some gold today. A lot of the French newspapers talking about the golden rules. It's to do with the Europe's debt crisis.
Absolutely. This is actually a proposal being put forward by President Nicolas Sarkozy. And we're going to take a look at an article in Le Figaro, which is a right-leaning newspaper. And he said basically he wants to write a deficit balancing rule into the constitution. So this règle d'or that would force future French administrations to seek a balanced budget. Now, a similar rule exists in Germany. Now, the upper and lower houses of parliament have already voted in favor of this golden rule, but there's a next hurdle facing Nicolas Sarkozy, and that's a special combined parliamentary vote that's scheduled for this autumn, and that requires a 3/5 majority. Now, Sarkozy seems likely to lose this because the Socialist Party has already vowed to oppose it. Now, François Hollande and Martine Aubry, who are both candidates for the 2012 presidential election, have called on Socialist members of parliament to vote against it. But this could play into Sarkozy's hands because in the lead-up to the 2012 presidential election, he could paint the opposition as dangerous spendthrifts who are unfit to rule France in this era of debt crisis. Now, let's take a look at Libération, which is a left-leaning newspaper, and unsurprisingly, they wonder if this might be some sort of a trap. And they say that basically Sarkozy is warming up for the future presidential election, and as well as most people who've said they want to run for this election are warming up and kind of testing the waters on this issue. Now, yesterday, Sarkozy in a letter called on unity and said that it was the responsibility of MPs. It was facing history. They had to let their party politics on the side and everything. And socialists say that it's just a publicity stunt, and that if anything, Sarkozy shouldn't be handing out lessons on this issue since it was under his presidency, they say, that the budget took a nosedive.
Okay, we've got a second Sarkozy story for you. It's one of those stories a year on, and I can't believe this is a year ago. He gave a speech in the southern town of Grenoble, didn't he, where he unleashed a bit of a campaign against ethnic Roma, and thousands of them were deported as a result of it.
Absolutely. Now, it's on the cover of Libération, l'échec du tour repressif. So basically, it says that the Roma community, the failure of the harsh repression that they say that Nicolas Sarkozy unleashed against them. Now, in the editorial, it's called The Curse, and it says that politicians, it's not up to politicians to stigmatize a community, and that Sarkozy's repressive campaign against the Romas has failed. Now, it says that the whole campaign was launched to increase Sarkozy's popularity, and that Sarkozy stereotyped them and called them delinquents. But many people in the Roma community are actually French citizens and have been living in France for generations. And it's interesting to note that this campaign that Sarkozy launched drew harsh criticism, including from the European Union, who said it was contrary to the values of the European Union. Now, 1 year later, Libération says that the president is still very low in the polls, and that all this policy has brought is to weaken the Roma community.
Okay, bit of a lighter subject now. 2012 Olympics kick off in London year's time from now. Paris, of course, lost the bid to host those Olympics, but the paper's still getting excited.
Exactly. Parisians are not sore losers, it seems. Les JO à nos portes, the Olympic Games on our doorstep. Now, Le Parisien takes a look at how London is gearing up, and I must say that the Parisien is getting pretty excited about these Olympic Games, and they're expecting a lot of French people to attend. I mean, London is so close to Paris, it's just an hour on the plane and 2.5 hours on the train. And in fact, the Parisien points out that France is going to be a staging ground for a lot of teams. They're going to be training here, and so it says that people should go out and buy their tickets right now.
Okay, and finally, we're going to talk about some trees now. This is in the south of France, isn't it? The fate of trees.
Absolutely. Now, this is an article in Le Figaro. It concerns 42,000 trees that line the Canal du Midi. This is a very famous canal in the south of France.
It's very beautiful.
Very beautiful. And it's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now, these trees are sick. They're being attacked by a fungus called Ceratopsitis plantani. And so a lot of people, nature lovers, are upset because they're going to have to cut down these trees. But don't worry, they're going to replant them.
Good. Glad to hear it. Well pronounced as well, Florence. Florence Villeminot with the French newspapers here on France 24. Stay with us.